We approach a planet named Xiophus, full of god Saiyans, and of course they are living their lives like normal human beings. But we come across one of the strongest god Saiyan named Bokcho, and he is the leader of a group called XAD, and they search the universe for food and supplies and of course fighting really powerful foes. After they got back from their mission, one of his fellow teammates asked, "Hey, you want to join us at the party?" And Bokcho said, "No," and he walked home, and 10 minutes later he steps in his house happily seeing his wife Kelfa, who is not really the strongest god Saiyan but can put up a good fight. When Bokcho setting his stuff down, Kelfa asked, "Honey, how was your mission?" Bokcho replied, "Lit was a little tough but we got through it, but anyway, how is our son doing?" Kelfa said, "He is doing all right." Bokcho replied, "That's good. Oh, what should we call him?" Kelfa replied, "Let," and Bokcho replied, "Let is really good name." Let is an 8-year-old boy, and growing up as years go by, 6 years passed by. Bokcho said, "Okay son, you ready?" And Let replied, "I'm ready." So Let dashes at his father and he tries to strike him with 2 punches, but Bokcho casually dodges Let's attacks, and that made Let mad, and he start throwing out barrages of attacks. And still his father casually dodges the attacks and gave his son 2 hard hits to the face and the gut, and that made Let get on his knees. Then, Bokcho said, "Okay son, we are done for today." And Let replies, "No, I'm not done yet." And Let began to charge up, and that's when he turns into a Super Saiyan, and Bokcho said, "That's weird, yellow hair, and green eyes, but hey, it looks super and I should call it Super Saiyan. But anyway, I never seen that transformation before." So Bokcho said, "Okay son, come at me," and Let dashes in, but this time he was able to land 2 solid hits on his father, and his father noticed that and turned Super Saiyan God, and TKO Let, and saying, "I see great potential coming from you." And he picks him up and smiles and carrying his son home for Kelfa's special dish. And how does God Saiyans not know Super Saiyan? Well, back then, there was 5 Super Saiyans, and they made a Super Saiyan God, and that Super Saiyan God had a kid that have God Ki, and gave his child God Ki, and so on, and so on. And they really forgetting what Super Saiyan really is. Late that night of their training session and dinner, Bokcho went out to seek answers about Let transformation because he wants to know more about Super Saiyan and the future of his son. He walks to old Precognition, a fortune teller, and tell her what happened during the training session. When he got there, the woman was just cleaning up the place to have her next guest show up, and before Bokcho can even say his name and why he is here, the fortune teller already know everything and why he is here. And the fortune teller told him to sit down and let her tell him a really old story that is a myth, but may be true. So she started reading a book called The God Saiyans Myths and Legends. The story tells a God Saiyan named Trey that had no God Ki and still count as a God Saiyan because the story tells that as times go on, he will become the strongest and have power beyond the Super Saiyan God and the king. And when the king heard this, he called all of his guards to kill him so he doesn't overthrow him. But when they got to his place, he vanished, never heard of ever again, and this book was burned away so no one can have hope. But I managed to get the last one. So the old Saiyan woman warned about his son, about keeping his son safe because every 5,000 years a Saiyan like him appear and you need to protect him. Bokcho said, "Okay," then leaves and went home. But in a dark corner, one of the king's guards said, "I got to warn the king about this," and he flies as fast as he can. Part 3 story got deleted. Here's a summary of it. So Kelfa gets killed by an energy blast. Bokcho and Let was shocked. So Bokcho grabbed his son and fly away, and he gets hit and told his son, "You are the strongest in the universe and no one can beat you," and then he dies. Then when Let gets to the palace and the guards was waiting there to kill him, but a friend of Bokcho came there and killing all of the guards, and he told him, "My name is XAD and I'm here to save you," and Let said, "Okay," and then Let got on the Saiyan pod and XAD pushed the button for him to escape, and when was flying away, XAD said that, "I'm your secret brother," and Let started crying, and that's when XAD got killed. When Let got Earth by crash, Let want to change his name to XAD to represent his uncle and remember his family for what happened on his planet. So Let jumped out of the crash site and started walking around, and was thinking about what happened to his family and made a goal to protect everything and everyone he loved, because he don't want that to happen again. 30 minutes later, a Saiyan pod come crashing down and the Saiyan wails out of the pod and the first thing he sees is a farmer with his family. And the Saiyan did not hesitate and said, "Get out of my way," and charge up an energy blast so big where it can level a skyscraper, and when he fire it, XAD teleport and reflect the energy blast away from the family and told them to get out of here. "It's dangerous." The Saiyan said, "Who are you?" And XAD said, "My name is XAD and I'm a Saiyan." And the Saiyan said, "Oh, another Saiyan? Well, my name is Cherry." And Cherry turned into a Super Saiyan and that caught XAD off guard. And he punched XAD away saying weak, and XAD teleport right next to Cherry in his Super Saiyan form and uppercutting Cherry in the sky, and when XAD was charging at him, he shot an energy blast to the family and XAD said no. And before he can go, Cherry grabbed XAD from the back and said watch, and XAD tried to break free but he can't, and the family got killed by the blast and XAD had tears in his eyes and sad about the family, and Cherry gave XAD a haymaker and spiked XAD to make him crash onto the ground, and Cherry flew down to XAD saying, "You will join them." And XAD said, "What have you done?" And Cherry said, "What?" XAD saying, "What have you done?" over and over again, and remember XAD is getting PTSD, he hears his family screams in his head over and over again. And Super Saiyan God aura started to swirl around XAD but also the Super Saiyan aura as well, and he began charging up and turn into a Super Saiyan Blue, by mixing the God form with the Super Saiyan form. But something is off about this Super Saiyan Blue, not only having yellow hair with it, but the power is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue evolution and maybe greater than that, and XAD wasted no time and gave Cherry a hard punch to gut where he coughed up blood, and XAD kicked him away and said, "Be gone," and he created an energy blast not only killing the Saiyan but it made a portal because the blast was so strong it made a time rift, and XAD walks in it and was teleported to Universe 7. Meanwhile in Universe 7, Goku and his friends, and Lord Beerus and Whis are having a party at Bulma's house and everyone just chilling, until a portal opened up in the sky and everyone was shocked on what's happening. And Goku and Vegeta sense God Ki and enormous power coming from the portal, and XAD stepped out of the portal, and flew down to everyone. Krillin said, "He looks like Goku." And XAD told everyone he is not an enemy, he is a friend, and he explained everything to everyone at the party. And Bulma told him, "Don't worry, we are friends too." And Bulma told XAD everyone names. And Vegeta walked up to XAD after Bulma was done talking to XAD and said, "You're a Saiyan as well, just like Broly." Then Goku jumped in and said, "We should train together and get stronger. What do you say?" XAD surprised and said, "Okay." And Goku, Vegeta, and XAD flew off to find good training spot. And Vegeta said this in his head, "Damn it, another Kakarot." And when they got there, Goku went into a fighting stance, same with XAD, and Vegeta stand on the sideline and watch. And the story of XAD has finally concluded for now.